What's up, Powerlifting Nation? I'm so sorry for taking such a long break, but we're back. And today we're talking about Nonso Chinye and his insane performance at the European Championships. But let's go back to August of 2024. This was where Nonso, at only 19 years old, won the World Junior Championships with a massive junior world record total of 938 kilograms. And he won the competition with ease. And we all thought that Nonso was going to go on to be the future of the 120 class, and no other junior would compete with him during his next 5 years as a junior. However, over the next few months, something insane happened. This was, as Nonso's total increased, about 3 other juniors increased to his level. This was Joseph McDonald from Trinidad and Tobago. This was Dante Dillion from the USA with the monster squat. And this was his friend Joshua Ngoka from GB. And all 3 of these lifters looked like they could total about 940 kg. To make matters worse for Nonso, at the British Open Championships in November of 2024, he only managed to total 930 kg. Which wasn't ideal because this was 8 kg less than his performance at the World Championships a few months before. And the reason why people thought that Nonso was the future of the 120s was because they assumed that Nonso would keep on progressing at a similar rate. However, for Nonso's total to drop, coupled with these 3 other powerlifters who are looking like they are getting onto Nonso's level, people started to question, is Nonso the future of the 120 kg class? And since the British Championships in November, these 3 other powerlifters have looked even stronger. However, Nonso managed to get a place at the European Open Championships, which happened this last week. This was his first competition competing in the open division, so against all men of any age. And what he did was insane. He started off his squats looking incredibly strong and ended up with a squat of 352.5 kg, which is a European junior squat record, which is impressive because nobody really thinks of Nonso as a squat specialist because of his monster deadlift, but his squat is very, very impressive. So he was definitely looking strong. Moving on to his bench press, I was very interested to see whether his bench press would progress, because his bench press was the one lift that seemed relatively stagnant throughout 2024. And he managed to get a bench PR of 212.5 kilograms, which was really, really strong. But the question was, would his deadlifts look strong? And the answer was yes. His first attempt of, I think, 355 looked so easy. He moved on to a 380 kg deadlift, and it once again looked crazy easy. And then he finished off the competition with a 400 kg deadlift, and the commentator said that this was the easiest 400 kg deadlift she had ever seen in competition, and I would agree, it looked so easy. I think he definitely had 410 plus on the day, and these numbers combined gave him a massive total of 965 kilograms. Bear in mind the world record is 978.5 kg, which was done by Dennis Cornelius. The open world record. This was a junior world record, of course. And I think that if he had really pushed to his limits on all of his lifts, he could have definitely broken this total, which is crazy to say from a 20-year-old. First of all, before we discuss whether Nonso can beat the other junior lifters who are coming up, let's talk about the goals that Nonso set at the start of 2025. I think his goals were to win the European Open Championships, which he has done. His goal was to win the World Open Championships as well. And when he posted this, I thought there was no way that he would be able to. However, Bob Matthews will not be competing at the World Championships this year. Subscribe if you want to see the video about that. But because Bob Matthews isn't going to be there, he looks like he can potentially win the World Open Championships, which is just crazy. And it's like he just kind of spoke it into existence. And then I think his final goal was to win the Open Junior World Championships, which I would say is probably going to be harder than winning the World Open Championships for him. Why? Well, it's because he is going to have to compete against his fellow GB teammate and friend Joshua Ngoka. And in my opinion, Joshua Ngoka is going to be Nonso's greatest competition in 2025. Why? Because he is just looking crazy strong in training. From his training, it looks like he could probably do a 365 kg squat, a 215 kg bench press, and a 385 kg deadlift. And this number would give him 965 kilograms, which coincidentally is the number that Nonso did this weekend. But the thing is, I'm just guessing that Joshua is going to be able to total roughly around this amount as a 120, because obviously he cut down from the 120 plus class. And so we will have to wait until he competes to see whether he is good enough to compete with Nonso Chinye. But we don't have to wait long. We have to just wait 1 week until Joshua Ngoka competes at the British Junior Championships. And Joshua looks like he is going to go all in for this competition. On the live stream at the European Championships when Nonso was competing, Joshua was in the chat and he said that he wanted to total 966, which would beat Nonso's total. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see whether Joshua can get close to Nonso's total. Can he even beat this legendary total by Nonso? But one thing I would say is that before this competition, I would have said that Joshua was my favourite for the Junior World Championships later this year in September, because he seemed to be progressing a lot faster than Nonso was progressing. However, after this competition, I have to say that Nonso looks like he is the favourite. I think that he can total 980 kg on a good day right now. I think that Joshua needs a good day to total 965 kg. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. And don't forget that we also have Joseph McDonald and Dante Dillion, who are the other two 120 juniors who are looking strong. Probably not as strong as Nonso and Joshua, but they're still looking very strong and they're progressing quickly. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try and stay consistent. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.